In this short video, I'm going to show you how to do the present and future unreal conditional review exercise. So before we begin, let's review again the form of the present future unreal conditional. So we start with the if clause, if plus subject plus simple past verb, comma, and then the independent clause, subject plus would plus base verb. So that's a form of the present or future unreal conditional. And one note for your studying is that it can help to memorize all of these conditional formulas at the beginning, especially the formulas for the unreal conditionals, because they are unique. And with practice, you can become fluent with all of them. So for this example, we're looking at one way we can use present future unreal conditionals for when we want to imagine that a situation in the present was different and what the result would be. For example, what if we didn't have global warming? What if there wasn't unemployment and everyone had jobs? What if we all had free, high-quality health care? So we're going to do this kind of writing about imaginary situations that aren't true. So with the present future unreal conditional, you make something not true in the present, so both the if and the result clause are not true. You make both clauses the opposite of reality, and the goal may be to make a more positive result in the future that you do want, or a more negative result in the future that you don't want. So the first thing that we need to do is to find a cause and effect relationship. So let's look at the first sentence. Okay, so the streets of Hollywood are dirty because the city does not have strict laws prohibiting litter. So we do have a cause and effect relationship here. We can say the cause is because the city does not have strict laws prohibiting litter. And the effect is that the streets of Hollywood are dirty. So now remember that when we write any kind of conditional, there is always a cause and effect relationship. The if clause has the cause and the independent clause is the effect or the result. So if we change these words around so that we have a present or future unreal conditional with the same meaning as the original sentence, or that's the goal. So for example, let's start with the if clause, and we're saying that the city does not have strict laws prohibiting littering, which remember, we're imagining a different present or future with a different result. So the opposite would be that they have strict laws. So remember, in the if clause, we want to use the simple past verb. So now we're going to have a more positive result. So in the original sentence, the result was that the streets of Hollywood are dirty, but our result is unreal. The streets of Hollywood would be clean. So it's the opposite result. So we're going to use, in the result clause, would plus the base verb. So would be clean. So let's read our sentences again. The original sentence, the streets of Hollywood are dirty because the city does not have strict laws prohibiting litter. So not a good situation. We want to imagine an opposite, maybe, or better situation. If the city had strict laws prohibiting litter, the streets of Hollywood would be clean. So now you can see the present or future unreal conditional here, which has the same meaning as the original first sentence. And so the way we changed our sentence from a real situation to an unreal situation is really a logic challenge or a logic problem. We're looking at not only the grammar in the form, but we're also looking at the logic of the sentence when we're changing our sentences. And we have to ask ourselves if the new sentence makes sense. So the if clause should be the cause and the result clause should be the effect. And the whole sentence has to have a meaning that's untrue or that's not real right now with an unreal result. So having this skill to change your sentences around gives you more tools in your writing and gives you more ways to express what you want to say. And it will give you more ways to add sentence variety in your writing, which is important in all kinds of communication, especially writing.